Hey guys, it's Victoria. Alexandra's right there. Want to say hi? There you are. And Lydia's right here too. We're going to try to do a little vlog. We're over at my parents' house and it's just us right now. My dad took, okay, silly goose. My dad took Noah skating, so we came over here to meet them, but they're not back yet. So I wanted to come on and talk about the big burning question that we get quite often, and that is whether or not we are going to have more children. It's funny because the question of more children, is something that people feel that they have a say in, and they feel that they can just ask to anybody. You know, we get asked that question by a lot of people, close family and friends. It doesn't really bother me, but sometimes it's people who hardly even know us that just, they feel like it's their right to know. Stop being a goose. And I'd say at this point, you know, we have a 5-year-old, a 2.5, she'll be 3 in August, and a almost 4-month-old. At this point, I think it's pretty safe to say that we are done. We won't make any concrete decisions for a little while, you know, permanent decisions. But 95% of the time, I feel that we are definitely done. So our children are all 2.5 years apart. There's 2.5 between Noah and Alexandria, 2.5 between Alexandria and Lydia. And that was sort of the minimum age gap that I wanted between kids. At that point, I felt like the older child had a good time being, you know, being the baby, being the center of attention, and it wouldn't be quite as big of a shock to them when their world was turned upside down with a new baby. And also it was nice because the older child was... Yeah, you are matching. You are. Yes. The older child was mature enough to understand safety a little bit when you were going places, to climb into the car themselves, to sit at the table without a high chair, just things like that that made it a little bit easier. And there's definitely pros and cons to having your kids at any age gap. And we were just lucky that the age gap that we were hoping for, we were able to actually achieve, because, you know, a lot of times what you want is not what you're able to get. We were just really, really blessed that I was able to get pregnant sort of right around the time that we wanted to. Now, growing up, I always expected to have 2 kids. Pretty much everyone in our family has 2. I have one aunt and uncle that have 3, and people acted like they were insane when they had their 3rd child. It's not the norm in my family, that's for sure. However, in my husband's family, he comes from 4. Both of his parents come from 4. Both of my parents do come from 3, but all of them and their siblings only had 2. Matthew's sister has 3. His brother only has 2. A cousin has 4. You know, there's big families in his family, so he definitely wanted 3 for sure. But once we had Noah, there was definitely no question that we wanted to have 2. And I thought at that point we probably would have 3. And after we had Alexandria, although things were a little bit rough with her because she was a preemie, and she struggled a little bit the first few months to be a settled, happy baby, but I never once questioned whether or not I wanted another one. I knew when she was born, without a doubt, I did not feel done. Now with Lydia, although I had a pretty good pregnancy, you know, I had some spotting early on, partially because Alexandria came early, I think, partially because I had this feeling that we were tempting fate or pushing our luck by wanting a 3rd baby. I know that probably sounds crazy, but I felt like we have 2 beautiful, healthy babies. We have a boy, we have a girl. Why do I think that I deserve to have a 3rd baby? I just felt like we were pushing our luck by asking for a 3rd child. And I had a really, really hard time shaking those feelings throughout the entire pregnancy. I know, what are you looking at? Oh, she's so sweet. And you're behind me. I can't see you. There you are. I just had a really hard time enjoying the pregnancy because of those feelings. I feel like I wasn't as good of a mom to my older children as I could have been or should have been, because I was so scared of doing anything too physical, of pushing myself too much, that she was going to come early. I know. I was so scared of having to go on bed rest. There you go. I was so scared of her coming early. I just had a lot of fear and anxiety the whole time. That on top of the spotting early on. I don't think I breathed or went to the bathroom without some sort of panic the entire pregnancy. Now, in hindsight, things really were quite smooth. She came 3 days early, my longest pregnancy, an incredible delivery, super fast, incredible recovery, and she is a dream baby. She is so good. But despite all of those things, I feel like we are done. So I always want to be clear to say that my decision to not have, you're home. My decision to not have any more has nothing to do with our experiences with our 3 children. We've had very, very positive experiences, really good, really, really good babies. But this time I feel at peace. I feel done. And it's really nice because I know a lot of people struggle with this decision. A lot of people aren't sure, or one partner is sure and the other one wants more, the other one wants to be done, and that's really, really hard. Now Matthew definitely does want another one, but I think he's okay with being done. If I said let's do it right now, he'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But I think he's okay, and he understands that, you know, really I'm the one that stays home and looks after the kids during the day. I'm the one that has to be pregnant and have the baby. You gonna go on my back? Oh. So in a sense, you know, if I'm not willing to have another one, there's not much that we can do. Yeah. Oh, my girls. My girls. So the other main reason for me for being done and feeling happy with being done is that I'm ready to start our family as a family of 5 and move forward and do family things. I feel like you're always kind of on hold when you have a baby. And there's not much that we don't do because we have a baby, but it does make things a little more challenging and a little bit less enjoyable when you've got diapers and bottles and schedules and naps and everything to worry about. Just simple things like going to the park, going for walks, going on family vacations are hard when you have a baby, and it's hard to balance the baby's need for stability and, you know, routine and consistency with the older kids' need to get out and do stuff. So I'm sort of feeling at this point that I'm ready to move on and start to do those family things and just be done with the baby phase. The whole time that Lydia's, you know, she's almost 4 months, I've just been feeling, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to have to deal with, you know, nap schedules and trying to figure all of that out, and so much uncertainty with a newborn. And I really like it when you get to the point where there's sort of a predictable routine, and we're starting to get to that point right now, which I really, really enjoy. I find it hard when you don't sort of know what's coming next and trying to deal with, you know, sorting out feeding and all of that. We really struggled with that the first month, and I just don't want to do that again. As much as part of me would love to have another baby, another child, I don't really want to do the baby phase again. So I joked when I was pregnant this time that I kind of wanted it to be twins, because then I would get 4 babies, 4 children, and not have to start over 4 times. People probably would say you're crazy because you don't actually have twins, so you don't actually know, but it was fun to joke about that. So that's sort of where we are at this point. You know, we won't do anything permanent for a little while just because things can change, and she's still young to be making final decisions. But I'd be very, very surprised at this point if we decided to have another one. And it does make me sad in a lot of ways, but I'm ready. I'm ready to move on with things and do family trips and just grow as a family together. So, and this little crazy girl, yes, I get a baby here. Oh, Gigi's a little baby. No. And Lydia's laying on her play mat. So, yeah, that's sort of where we are with deciding whether or not to have baby number 4. So, if you guys have any questions or comments, I would love to hear. I know we're very, very lucky and blessed that I am pretty at peace with this decision. I know that doesn't happen for everybody, so I really consider myself very lucky to feel this way. So thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the crazy distractions, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get some videos filmed. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye.